Do you think Yoru is a duelist player? Well, you'd be wrong. We're going to take a look here today at how Carmine Corps use Yoru to win against giants, but not as a duelist, as a sentinel. Let's take a look. Let's start off here at round number 4, where Carmine Corps are on a thrifty and a low buy, where we're looking at sheriffs across the board on their 2 controllers, sheriffs on their 2 duelists here, and then we have a bulldog on the fade. And this is going to be the very first example of how we're able to see Yoru placed as a sentinel instead of as a duelist. And so looking at the minimap here, you're going to see that Yoru here is playing aggressive A main and places a TP for back screens. After doing so, is going to get on an aggressive line here and be a source of information for his team. This allows his team to stack towards mid, and Fade will soon rotate over to mid or to B, while Yoru is on this constant aggressive line for information, providing all of the information to his team to be able to rotate to B if need be, to stack mid heavily. And you're just going to see that this Yoru on this aggressive A main line as a sentinel gathering information is able to just completely annihilate the Cypher here, get some great information, get a pick as well, and back up safely. His TP had expired, but if he had had the TP up during that time, he would have been able to take it safely.
So good to see them playing very well here, already seeing kind of the fundamentals coming through. So what we've got coming out this round again is a Bulldog and Sheriff, so Carmine Corps having to suffer through this, but already a connection, taking Nuki away from that extremity.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Carmine Corp actually gains momentum and confidence throughout this half.
As you'll see here, this is after the Yoru gets his pick on the Cypher and is in an aggressive A main angle. We're on a little bit of a time crunch now for Giants, who have 30 seconds to get the bomb down, playing a little bit like old Carmine Corps right now. So we're looking at an A hit here, and they're going to start taking some aggressive control, and you'll see that the way that they got themselves in this situation is actually what's going to cause them to lose this round. So we're going through here, and Narrate on the Rays understands that they have no time left and nades the plant and gets another kill. So now looking at this, we're in a 3v5 situation in favor of Carmine Corps, and Carmine Corps still have a rifle to their name. So this Bulldog and all of these members still alive is going to come in a lot of handy when they decide to close out this round and get their first round win on the board against Giant X on a thrifty round.
Martin already showing a little hint of that over there, managing to take down Nuki, but again, patience pays. Giants X slowly, but now on the receiving end, but they get the spike down.
Oh, wow.
That was big from Narek to at least find Cloud, but they do have the time on their side, but it is a 3v5 and the retake begins. Hoodie's got to be careful, he cannot get caught out alone here. Dips back but far from safety, and the pressure starts to mount. Fatinho in trouble, has to fall away. Hoodie tethered and held for a moment. They still have the rifles, keep in mind. They have the heavier firepower, but maybe it won't matter. Already defuse going to be started. Hoodie denied vision for a couple more seconds. That's going to drop. The defuse ain't stopping. Redguard, can he clutch again? Not this time. Carmine Corps fight back.
And now, moving on to round number 7 here, you'll notice that Carmine Corps are set up in a very similar way, with the Yoru playing a very aggressive angle, holding B main, with a TP in screens on A side of the map. And then we've got, again, a pretty passive setup here in A with an Omen one-way coming through just to create some pressure, and then we've got a 2-stack on the A side with the Fade and the Astra. Now, again, you're going to notice here that the way that the Yoru plays is going to be critical to how they go ahead and decide to win out this round and essentially clutch it out in pretty crazy fashion. So a couple of things to keep an eye out here. So as we play this here, you'll see that we are able to rotate the Rays over to get into mid control. You'll see that they start throwing a lot of util. Skydog comes out, nades come out. We have smokes being committed. You'll see Yoru hasn't moved quite yet. So Yoru is still on this angle. Just moved now. So if we back it up there just a little bit, you'll see here that the entirety of Giants are executing out onto the site, but we still have this Yoru TP in screens. So as they're coming through, Yoru is constantly providing information to his team. You know, they're not A, they're not B, they're not B, they're not B. And then as soon as we actually start to get players on site, and it's pretty much certain that it's not a fake at this point, Yoru is able to take the TP and have all 5 players on this side of the site instantaneously. So again, it's a great way of how Carmine Corps utilize Yoru as a sentinel, gathering information, and then able to instantly rotate and assist with the retake.
Good decision making.
Feeling the game out a little bit more. Starting to see the personality of these players come through,
Yep.
hopefully. And now Magnum going to be put to test early. Already taking a massively different approach here,
Yep.
GX. Very straightforward, straight through towards Heaven, finding a gap and exploiting it somewhat. Maybe Nuki noting this in the last couple of rounds, but Carmine Core will need to respond here.
Moving on to the mid round here, with Yoru now on the right side of the map here, you'll see that they're going to quickly take A Heaven off the back of a Fade Prowler, and Yoru is going to be the first to lead that charge. You'll also see an Astro Wall come out, and that is going to be critical to how they win the round. It's a very unique interaction between the Astro Wall and the Yoru ultimate. So as everyone knows, the Astro Wall, which we're about to see committed here in about 3, 2, 1 now, you'll see there on the minimap, will completely deny sound cues from the enemy. So if one thing happens on one side of the Astro Wall, any players on the other side of the Astro Wall will not hear that sound cue. And we're about to see here that the Yoru from the side of Carmine Core knows this and takes full advantage of it.
The classic go of things. But again, the ults are starting to come through. Nuki going to catch one, though. That's big information on both sides. But speaking of information, Martin's going to see it all. Does he commit? It looks like he does! Oh my god! We wanted individual impact. We might have just had it. Nuki, what can you do about this one? Sit back and watch, if anything. He's a mile away. What a round for Carmine Core.
Moving on to round number 11 here, we're going to see a very similar setup coming out of Carmine Core with the Astra and Fade towards A main with a 2-stack. We've got Omen in mid creating a little bit of pressure and just playing for information. And then we've got both duelists on the side of Carmine Core raising the Yoru fighting for aggressive B main control. Now you're going to notice here that we have Yoru sending a TP back here to safety in CT in case he's pressured off and needs to get out. And the really interesting part here about this strategy is going to be this Astra Star here. The very specific Astra Star. This star is placed on top of the box in B main. And so when this smoke blooms, you're going to notice that it looks a little bit different than before. It is going to bleed out just a little bit into B main. And it's not going to look like your standard smoke. And a standard smoke, for any of you that need a reminder, is going to be flush with the entrance to site. So it's not going to look like that. And the reason, and that's very intentional done by Carmine Core, the reason that they've had it bleed out a little bit is it gives a little cubby for the Yoru to play in and flash out and look for any picks. We're going to see that done right now. And if anyone had been in B main, that would have been an easy kill for the Yoru.
Or Raze can be off with an operator, and then they can have the Omen doing stuff with it, with the Omen flash. So they have options, but fast play here.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Love a bit of it,
By the
don't
way.
they? Yeah, may have called that one, but Fortino taking a massive amount of space away, right? Like, this is quite suffocating for KC. They're going to be feeling this pressure to no end. Now, Fortino does have to settle down a little bit here. There was that paint shell that came in, did take the space back.
And moving on to the attack side for Carmine Core, we're going to be looking at how Yoru is used to take aggressive map control with his utility and use flashes, ultimate, etc., clones to just really be overwhelming force that Giants fail to get a really good grasp on how to counter. So we're going to see here on on round number 17, Yoru has his ultimate, and we're going to use the ultimate to just take a free site. Altogether a free site. There's nothing that Giants can do to stop Yoru from relaying this information to his team here. So you're going to see here that as we're going through, you're going to see Yoru clears all of the A site here with his dimensional drift, and it just tells his team that, there's 2 in CT, site's free. So we're going to completely take site control. He's going to back out, and we're looking at a free site and a free plant right now. And the great thing about that is that Yoru had to use no utility to take site. One piece of ultimate, that's it. He still has his clone. He still has 2 flashes, which we're going to see are critical to winning this round. But with the Yoru ult, it's just a free site. And that's just a free round in the board for Carmine Core. And let's take a look at how these flashes are utilized in Elbow to completely secure a free round for Yoru.
Yeah, all of mid was taken from the defenders here, so they know something's up. They got info early at the round at B. They think it's maybe a B play again. And Nuki's afraid to push. He got punished last round, so A site is wide open for the taking.
Oh, this is, you're loving this one. Martin does have to dip away eventually to send that out, but he's cleared so much space, right? Like the information game, they are winning it. Carmine Core have all of the info they need. You noted it, we've just seen it, the ult comes through, and they're gonna need to start making their way in, but already they're being denied, the space is being held back. That pillar is now just littered with bodies, the flash is fantastic!
Oh, wow.
And so is Magnum and Martine's damage. This is a masterclass from Carmine Core, and I did not expect to be saying that.
And next, moving on to round number 19 here, we're going to see yet another quick, fast take from Carmine Core. They utilize both Yoru and Omen in a really cool way to take site quickly. So we're going to look here, and you'll see that we've got another 5-stack here right outside of B main, and we've got an early commit of the Astra Wall here. And again, take note, they have gone through the ringer in custom games to figure out these exact Astra Walls that are just super cool to use with Yoru and Omen. So we're about to look here, and I'm going to play the round out. It's this corner and this corner that you're going to want to keep an eye on. Because Yoru is going to, right now, you're going to see on the minimap a TP that comes through. So let's go ahead and play it out here so you can see. So you can see here, we've got the TP coming through right here. There goes the TP. And so this TP is going to land right back there. And I don't know if you caught it, but we're going to back it up as well. So let's freeze frame it right here. You're going to see we have the TP traveling through. We have a dog coming through, a fade dog, to help clear the close angles. And yet again, just how we saw in this other corner with Yoru and his ultimate, we're going to see Omen stick an ultimate right here inside of this pocket so nobody knows where this ultimate is or where it's coming from. And I guarantee you that we have actually a critical mistake made by the Omen on the side of Carmine Core. If he wouldn't have used this flash, he would not have been cleared whatsoever by any of the players. So that's actually kind of a misplay, but overall, really great strategy and really cool how they're able to pincer from this location back site, this location in screens, and then 4 people coming out of B main, and they completely dominate the site with that kind of 3-pronged attack. It's beautiful to watch here. You'll see that he commits the flash here, and he only dies because they have a second player that's not flash, but overall, really cool stuff here by Carmine Core.
And look at this pace. Look at this. It's from the absolute rip, and another pocket play potentially here. Oh, now it's found Redgar. Hoodie does find Tomasi, who was the one to be maybe the thorn in the side, but Hoodie's holding his ground.
All right, moving on to the last round here of the game. We're looking at a pretty close game right now. Carmine Core on 12, Giants on 11. This is match point. We're either ending it or going to overtime. So we're going to look here at exactly how Carmine Core are able to close out the game. And it may not seem like Yoru popped off and got a lot of crazy kills, but it's going to be this exact piece of utility here, his Dimensional Drift, his ultimate, that will close out the game for them. So let's go ahead and take a look how they use it here. So Carmine Core are going to start off here in a 2-3 setup, with Yoru and Astra starting in sewer, and then we have 3 ending here in B. And the way that they're set up, this is looking very much like they're going to try to do a B split, which is exactly what happens. So if we play this out here, we're going to see that we're going to immediately place a TP right here in male that Yoru TP'd into, and now he has a place to safe TP as well to back up, and we're just gathering a whole ton of information. And we come out here, and he tries to go for a little nice shorty kill, but sadly doesn't get it done and misses. But all that he does do is you'll see his team is able to come up out onto site here and get cleanup kills and basically secure the game for Carmine Core.
Maybe we need to see them prod a little bit more, especially when they see an ulti on the board. Maybe they do what Narrate did the previous round, where he was able to get all the way through B-Heaven into spawn. Maybe they can try that again if they get that much space again.
I want to see what the plan is now, Martine.
Time to jump.
Just unleashing ult straight away as I wander through. That's going to be the operator noted as well. Yeah, I can hear that going. Oh my god! He went through, but Redgar there in support, ready to back up his boy. But now Tomasi with a trade out, and they're actually closing the gap. Wait, hold on! Carmine Core! How the hell have they done that? They've just swept the site. They've got the plant. And now you've got Nookie and Cloud, the heroes from the last round, with a 2v4. This is obscene. Still plenty of kit for Cloud, but he's going to have to bide his time, find the right moment to use it. There's still that mid-control there. This allows all the eyes from the players on the side to be focused on CT. Stunning shot from Cloud. This could be the correct follow-up. Magnum going to be isolated here. There it is, confirmed. Tries to make the run. Cloud trying to close down. Magnum gets out with his life, though. Readjust, reposition. A tap on the spike. Nuki wants this to half. He doesn't quite get it, though. That's unfortunate. Magnum on the pickup. This could be it. Now down to one. Nuki, how much can one man do? It's not going to be enough. Carmine Core, map 1. It's theirs.
And that was Carmine Core versus Giants in a nutshell, and how they used Yoru to play as a Sentinel, and his main priority was gathering information, relaying it to his team, so that his team was able to make the right decision. And that was very interesting to watch. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.